Welcome to the first episode of Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm astrologer erucarose, and this is our first guest today. She's also the first sign of the zodiac, Brittany.
Thank you. I feel very honored to be the first one.
Very first. I'm so excited to see you today.
I'm always excited to see you.
I know. We did a live the other night, and it was super fun.
Well, it was
last night. I
know. I didn't realize we went like over an hour. We vibed really. It was really nice conversation. I liked it.
We did good. So, you want to tell everybody your sun, moon, and rising?
Yeah. So I'm an Aries sun, Gemini moon, and Cancer rising.
It's such a fun combo, like all right in the first quadrant of the chart.
Well, I just am like newer to learning astrology, and I do have to say that I am legitimately obsessed with my chart now. And I would say that, Tasia has helped me fall in love with my chart, I would say, for sure.
So you have help getting there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I've got 12 questions for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's dive in. This is all about you.
Okay.
There are no wrong answers.
Okay.
Number 1. What elements do you resonate with most? Water, earth, fire, air?
Fire.
Fire.
On the element. If we're talking just about like the elements, fire.
Like the one you feel.
Fire.
Yeah. I think you're very fiery.
Yeah.
I agree. That one is correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, number 2. Do you feel most comfortable in the morning, afternoon, evening, or night?
Morning.
Morning's your peak, your best time.
10 out of 10. I've really liked when I started doing the pre-recorded readings, I really like those because I am a psycho and I like to get up at like 4 a.m. and do them then. Because it's like really quiet and that's my jam time is in the morning.
I like that. I've seen you like post about, or you told me a story where you were like buzzing around the kitchen.
Yes.
And like first thing in the morning.
A lot of stories happen on Instagram in the morning for me that early, yeah.
I like that you've got that prime time though.
It is. It's like, I would say 4 to 6, honestly. Like right as
4
the
a.m.
sun.
to 6 a.m.
Not to be like very dramatic as an Aries, but as the sun is rising, that is my favorite time.
I think I did a post about this before, and I don't remember if you saw it or not, but I was like, yeah, Aries, like first thing in the morning, or they're up so late that they're up at those times too. Like,
that's
I've
another
seen it
thing.
go both ways.
Absolutely. I will be up at that hour no matter what. If I go to sleep late, which is almost never, but if I do, even at 2,
really?
I am still up. Yeah, I don't know. My body is just like,
if this is our time.
Time to get up. And I'm like, all right.
Okay. Number 3. Are you a lover or a fighter?
Now I would say in my...
This is a hard one for you.
It is a hard one because, my instant, I want to say lover. Of course, I'm a lover. But if I am honest, I would say when I am faced with adversity, my very first thing that is going to come is going to be fight. Yeah. I will talk myself out of it and eventually get to love. And I would say the older I get, the more that I can see things through love. But if I'm completely honest, when I'm being that initial reaction, it's fine.
Number 4. Generally speaking, are you a more ask or tell type of person?
I would say that I'm actually really even on that. I'm very inquisitive. I feel like I'm a really good listener.
You are.
I find very small things. Well, I think I'm a good listener because I like to roast people a little bit, and I'll find like some tiny word they say, and
you're looking for things to throw back in their face.
No, just sometimes. But I feel just in general that I love listening, but I'm also someone who enjoys speaking as well. So I feel like I'm a good balance.
Generally, are you focused more on people or tasks? If it was a spectrum, where would you be on that?
I would probably say tasks because when I get up, I'm like really excited and I always have about 70,000 things that I want to do. I feel like I'm full of ideas. And so when I'm up in the morning, I'm like, okay, what can I do? How can I maximize my time to do the most amount of cool shit that I want to do in a day?
You're not waking up in your prime time and being like, I'm going to text 5 different 1,000 people.
I do that too.
You checking in on your people, but your task. You think you're more on the task side.
If you are my good friend, you do have to be okay with waking up to a barrage of texts. If that, like, you have to sleep with your phone on silent if you're my friend. That's just
You'll be waking up at 4 a.m.
I know, and I'm not trying to wake you up, but I am not going to remember it, so...
That's your time. You have to, yeah. They have to understand that. If they love you, they will understand that. All right, number 6. Would you consider yourself a planner? Or, if not, what other methods do you move through life with?
I would say I am a chronic planner and an overanalyzer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I am a chronic planner. I have been able to, as I get older, I think, lean into a little bit allowing flow. Who knew that it would take 35 years for me to be like, oh, it's actually less resistance when you don't try to just like, because again, my initial reaction is to be like, to fight and be like, no, this is what I want to do.
Do you have a planner, like one that you write it and stuff?
No, but on my, what you call it? Your phone calendar?
The technologies.
Yeah, that one.
Yes. Yes. I like
and a very intense Post-it system on my refrigerator.
The Post-it system sounds really Aries. I like that a lot.
Well,
Gemini moon. Like, we're gonna...
I struggle with forgetting things. So, yeah, it's like a color system. And then if it's been on my refrigerator for too long in that color, it's dead to me. And I won't see it. Like, it melts into the refrigerator.
You're used to seeing it.
Yeah. So I have to make it a new color. So, like, it can only last for, 2 weeks. But, yeah, I have an intense Post-it and eye calculator situation.
I need to see
because
this.
I have no memory. I have absolutely no memory. So.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that once before. Okay, number 7. How do you feel about taking risks in life?
So if I go back to how I was naturally as a child, I would say that I was very much a risk taker. I'm getting back to being a risk taker, but I think that what can happen is in society, people can get scared. They're scared for themselves and they can project that onto you. Or that's
Cancer
not
rising
safe.
is going to pick up on that. Gemini moon's going to have you in your head about things.
Pretty much. And so, I think as I became a teenager, I kind of, or I would say in my 20s, I was kind of like, oh, this is irresponsible, even though I was fighting my natural inclinations to where, my life definitely should lead. Following my heart.
Following your heart.
Yeah.
Number 8. How would you say you handle pressure?
It's this one's really funny because I would say when it comes to pressure that doesn't matter, I flail. Absolutely. When it comes to a pressure situation, I'm your girl. You want me there. Like
high stakes, you got it.
Not to and I won't. There have been more than one situation where it's been a hospital situation or things like that, and I'm like, I don't even know where. It's like I'm MacGyver. Sure. I'm like tying together someone's things so they're not squirting. Spoiler alert, it was my own leg that I was tying so it wouldn't bleed to death.
But anyway, yourself, I like it.
Listen, my point was I saw it and I was like, oh no, we're not dying today, and I ripped something off and tied it immediately and was just like, oh, it turns out I'm really great in an emergency.
You even took care of yourself.
Yes, but if I have a flat tire and I'm on the side of the road, forget it. Forget it. Don't answer my calls. You'll hate yourself.
Number 9. Who in your life do you feel knows you best?
I would say Tasia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
A friend. Yeah. Gemini moon.
Yeah. She's an Aqua moon, so it's just and she's also a Libra sun. So I have said often I feel as though, because she's a couple years older than me, that her chart was made, and then I feel like my chart was made in almost a direct compliment to her chart.
Oh, that is so sweet. Yeah. Number 10. What do you love about yourself in this life you're living right now? You can brag about yourself a little bit.
So just me in general or my chart?
Yeah, what do you love about your life? You can incorporate things by your chart.
Okay.
But you get to be Brittany. What's great about being Brittany?
I would say that I love life a lot. I have so many interests and I love to do them so much. And I think the only time that I get frustrated in life is when I'm feeling like I'm being, it's not the right time. Divine timing makes me want to punch a bitch. I don't know why. But it's and I can't because I want it now. So, and it's my plan is now. And so that's that's a little bit harder for me. So
yeah, I can see that. Yeah. You're very like driven like that. You're very, especially with the Aries and all that stuff right in the beginning of the zodiac.
Yeah,
I feel like it's more like now.
It is, but I think
it's almost like childlike impulsy.
I would say that.
Yeah,
I would say that.
But not that you're immature, just that like
that's
how you want things.
I cannot wait for anything. I would also say that I think that I'm someone. I'm pretty neutral, and it's probably where the Gemini moon comes in. Is that I can almost always see everyone's side. I'm almost to my fault where I can instantly see where someone's coming from, and and it's like almost a superpower that I can like see someone's shadow instantly, and I can have compassion for that person, sometimes to the detriment of my own self.
Yeah.
To where I spiritual bypass, like I'm hurt by that, and I'm just like, oh, I see where they're coming from because.
But I can understand it. Yeah, Aquarius placements do a similar thing.
And I can see.
Placements.
Yeah, sorry, and I'm like, talk over you.
Do it.
I feel like I can see. I'll see two different sides, and I'll see both sides, and I'll want so desperately to want everyone to see where everyone's coming from because I can see exactly where both sides are coming from, and on the other hand, though, I would say it's really hard for me sometimes to have a really strong opinion about things because I am so mutable in that sense that I can see all aspects. And I'm like, well, where there's nothing, there's everything. I'm that annoying person.
Oh, I get that with the Gemini stuff for sure. And then you've got this like you want to nurture all of the different opinions because you're Cancer rising and you're picking up the feelings off of the other.
I want everyone to be heard, something I've realized like Mercury in Pisces, that's in detriment, and, Tasia has talked about, she feels like planets in detriment, they actually work harder and it can turn into your superpower. And so something I've realized about myself is that I so desperately want to understand and I want people to be understood.
Right.
And because of that, I'm an excellent communicator. And so I'll see two sides and I'm like, no, wait, let me tell you what's happening. Like, I want you guys to see where everyone's coming from.
Number 11. Any life mottos you consciously live by? I'm going to have to think for a second.
I have said this one, when you know better, you do better. That one's a really good one because
that is a really good one.
You can get caught up in I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done that. And it's wasted. I feel like it's a really wasted emotion to regret. And I think the better approach is to, what can I learn for this? Forgive yourself and take that with you. And yeah. So when you know better, you do better.
I totally agree. And that plays into the other thing you're talking about too, where you're seeing things from everyone's perspective and like you can see like, well, they might not have known.
Yeah. And a lot of times that's what happens. We always do. I truly believe that everyone is doing the best that they can and making the best decisions with the information that they have at that time. And so while a couple of years down the line, we might look back and be like, oh, I wish I had done that differently.
Because you've learned something off of that experience.
Exactly.
Right?
It's because I've grown since then and now I know better, so I in turn do better.
Yeah. No, I would definitely do things different if I could.
Right?
If I knew what I knew now,
It was, and then I think that I absolutely don't believe in regrets because while I can see different timelines of ways my life could have gone, every single thing that I've done, I truly believe was not only planned, but was how I was meant to arrive here. Not every single thing, because I do think there's free will within that, but I do think that we choose the minute that we come into this world because of the way that our chart shows up. It's choosing how we want to show up in the world.
Right.
And so I absolutely believe that, and spending time thinking about, I wish I, weren't so loud, or, things that I've said to myself. And then you look at your chart and you're like, well, no, I'm a exalted Aries in the 10th house. I'm supposed to be out. I'm supposed to be seen.
Yes.
It's supposed to be career driven. And when you see that and you accept that about yourself, it can get rid of like a lot of programming, a lot of hate, a lot of shit in your life.
You don't have to spend all this time like, well, why do I have to be like this? Like, you can see it as a strength. You can see it not as a weakness anymore once you like see how your chart reflects all of your characteristics. I think it's really powerful and empowering.
Absolutely. I agree.
And the last one, number 12. We do have a bonus question.
Okay. Love a bonus. Love a bonus.
Number 12. What advice would you give your younger self or someone with similar placements?
Not only someone with my placements, but I would give anybody, I wish my younger self would have been able to look at my chart and been able to learn it, because I think that, you know, while I do incorporate it a little bit in some readings that I do, like I'll ask for birthday, that and human design a little bit. I'm not an astrologer, and that's not really.
You want to get into it at the right pace with divine timing.
Right. Love it. No, and that's just, I think that it's so important. The more that I learn, the more that it makes you love yourself. And I just wish that like 15-year-old like Brittany would have, instead of being like, I wish my brain was different. I wish I wanted to.
Why am I not like this?
Why don't I want to work 9 to 5s? Why don't I want to be confined? Why don't I want to walk the normal path that everyone else does? Like, the thought of that made me die inside. Like, honestly.
What's wrong with me? Like,
that made me want to die inside. And I was like, I wish I could be normal. And instead of wishing to be someone different, I wish I would have been able to embrace that I chose exactly how to show up here.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Bonus question. How do you feel about each of your sun, moon, rising placements, and what does the rest of your natal chart look like if you want to share?
I am obsessed with my chart again. I've just become obsessed with my chart. And I say this in a way I've
had that feeling, so I was like, this is perfect.
I'm like, yes, I'd love to talk about it. Thank you for asking. So I love that. So the first thing that I love is my sun, moon, rising, and Venus are the first 4 elements in the chart. So, my sun is Aries, my Venus is Taurus, and then my moon is Gemini, and then my rising is Cancer. So I love that. And then I love that Mars and Capricorn, Tasia really amps me up. I'll be like bumming and she'll be like, no, you don't understand.
This chart.
Mars and Capricorn, and things like that. And even, the Mercury and Pisces, learning that half of my frustration, like a realization, literally was like, oh, it's hard for me to understand. And that's all I want, is to understand and be understood. And once I realized that, it was like that. It simplified so much. And I was like, I can stop tripping and not understand why I'm like angry or frustrated at someone just by knowing that. And I actually think that I create words very beautifully.
You do. I love your flow.
Thank you. I love that. And I love to, part of the services I offer is like rewriting speeches and presenting those in a way that are dynamic and that people are listening. And so I actually love that. I actually love that aspect as well.
It's a great skill. It's something I'm working on a little bit myself.
You know what I mean? It's like I wanted to be all these people, and it's like it turns out I'm like an amazing speaker, and it's just like, what is?
You don't have to worry about.
It's just like, why would you ever? That's such a random thing to pick out. It's like you do the number one fear. You talk to random strangers every single day, and it's like nothing. And it's, had I just been like, I'm excited that we're in a world that we can look at children and look at their strengths and enhance those in a way that benefits them.
I'm always looking for that with my kids. I'm like, oh, you like math? Like, hey, there's like a place where like kids go do math for fun. Like, we'll take you. Like, it's gonna be great.
I don't want to go. Please don't ever invite me. That's
I won't invite you. I don't even really want to go.
The Amazium, I'm here for that.
We'll have to figure that out. We'll have to plan that out. Well, speaking of stuff that you do, what projects are you currently working on, and where can we connect with you?
So, TikTok and Instagram, I'm Brit Witch Alien Stitch on both of those platforms. I do readings. please follow me on YouTube. I do pre-recorded readings,
Mm-hmm.
and right now, if you have 50 people, you can do unlisted lives where I can just send you an unlisted link, which means nothing to you except for I don't have to upload for 159 hours.
Mm-hmm. It'll be a lot simpler of a process. You can
It's
just
just I can just
do
live
reading
and
then
send it immediately. It'll be faster for you. It'll be faster for me. So if you could just follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, I'm Britt Witch Alien Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
I do all different kinds of readings. Mediumship, I would say, is probably my specialty.
Mm-hmm.
Or like speech writing and editing, but that's kind of like
But I saw both listed on your website, so.
They are, but that's like a niche.
You can go look.
If you are a random person that works for companies that you have to give speeches to that you need help rewriting, I mean, I'm your girl, so.
Like, she's here for that, too.
I'm also here for that, so.
I love it. Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored.
Mm-hmm. I'm honored to have you here.
And thank you for, being someone to help me also understand astrology as well. You've been really
I remember when
helpful with that.
we were introduced, I was told, like, oh, she doesn't really get astrology yet. Like, you need to, like, pump it up. I'm like, I'll talk about it. Like, I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah, being a part of your Patreon and, Tasia studying astrology and helping me, those two things have completely changed the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I loved when Tasia started getting into it, too.
I love it so much.
I love seeing everybody, like, get excited about it with me.
I love it. I really do.
Okay. Well, please go light her up on all of her socials and follow her YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube.
Yes, please.
And do you have any similar placements as her? Do you have an Aries sun? Do you have a Cancer rising? Do you have a Gemini moon? Do you relate with anything that she said today? Let us know in the comments. And go ahead, like and subscribe and follow me. I'm erucarose on all platforms. You can get to
We do lives on TikTok together too. They're fun.
They're really fun. Yeah, so this has been Sun, Moon, Rising interviews. I'm going to start doing this. I'm really excited.
I love it.
Wishing you guys all the love always, and have a good one. Bye.